Hello, dear chefs. Welcome to our November webinar. We are here with Koppert Cress, a proud sponsor of the Global Chef Challenge final that will take place in World Chefs Congress and Expo in 2026 in Wales. And we're here with our great chef, Frank Ponta, who is, let's say, the face of Koppert Cress in every World Chefs event that you may have attended. Probably some of you met him in Singapore in 2024. I met him there for the first time, and we have him here with us today to show all his knowledge on the world of cresses, how to use them, especially in a competition setting. Hello, Frank.
Hello. Good morning to you all. So, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. I don't know from where you are in the world. It's a privilege to be with you here today, and I'm really looking forward to the session and to show you what we do with cresses, macrogreen, and specialty plants from Koppert Cress.
I know that you have a lot to say, so I'm gonna hand it over soon to you. I wanted to say that we already have like 90 people that are following us live. Thank you. It's Monday, it's busy, and it's quite early in some of the continents. Probably it's very, very early in the morning. So thank you. I already see I see Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia, so Busan. So really thank you for attending.
Lovely.
It's a unique topic, Frank. This is why they join, actually. It's very unique and very educational. So thank you for taking your time. I see you have your amazing team there, have set up this beautiful room and two cameras. I'm going to close mine, and dear chefs, ask your questions in question and answer section. In the end, me and Frank are going to discuss your questions. Don't be shy. Ask them now. I'm closing the camera, and the spotlight is for you, Frank.
Hi, hello again. As I said, it's a privilege for me to be here with you today. I'm a chef also, so I love to be part of your family, which is also my family for the next 45 minutes. This is what it's all about. Sharing is caring. So what we'll do, we're going to share with you our beautiful world of plants here from Koppert Cress. So we are based in the Netherlands. It's actually a nice day today outside, quite bright. I hope it's the same for you. And we are in what we'll say the development kitchen. So it's a beautiful kitchen. We have only two in the world. We work with a multi kitchen, which is beautiful. And we start straight to go into the subject of plant and macrogreens in general. So what I discovered being with you guys, as Ayla rightly said, I've been traveling around quite a lot for the last few years. I'm sure some of you recognize me. Some of you might not, but I will meet you at some point, that's for sure, because I also will be in Cardiff in May 2026 for the final. And I'll be a judge also with you guys. So I'll be looking at what you're doing. So I'm really looking forward to it. But the world of plants is large, and it could be scary, and it could be a bit overwhelming, because here at Koppert Cress, we started 25 years ago. Guys, look, you remember that? Ceramics. I put it there just on purpose, because you know, if you see the box, you know from where I am coming from where I'm talking to, because this beautiful box here is the ceramics. There we go. You have it in your kitchen. I'm sure at some point in the world you have it in your kitchen. So I'm going to put it aside. So now the ice is broken. Now, talking about cresses and plants, the aim of the session is actually to see what you can do with plants, because most of you guys, and that's what I started my career as a chef also, we're very tempted to use the plant as garnishes. Garnishes is the easy way. They are beautiful, they smell good, and we've got the tendency to put them absolutely everywhere on the plates and to make sure it goes with nice dishes and ends the dishes. But the things we tend to forget is food association and food pairing. Food association and food pairing are very important when you do a competition of this caliber. So basically your judge will have a look and they will say, okay, listen, you've got a beautiful plate underneath. Your dishes is absolutely fantastic, but you put on top something which is really overpowering. You see what I mean? So you need to test your plant all the time. not only the plant, but in general as a chef, but you know that already. Tasting is very important for us as chefs every day, for our knowledge. Now, come back to the plant itself. It's very confusing because people talk about cresses, talk about microgreens, talk about plants. Where are they? What are they doing? From where are they coming from? The seeds come from everywhere in the world. The seeds are coming from everywhere in the world, hence why at Koppert Cress, when we show you a plant, you think, and you often said to me sometimes, what have you done to it? Well, we haven't done anything to it. It just come from the other side of the planet. The seeds originate from the other side of the planet, and you didn't have opportunity in your lifetime right now to discover that plant yet. There is more than 400,000 plants which are edible still in the world, which we don't consume, which is amazing. At Koppert Cress, we manage to gather almost 90 of them. So it's a world of education. The cress, so I'll make it very simple, so we understand very well what's happening. The cress, it's a family of plants, like a cressing cress. When they finish growing, we carry on growing, they will stay at this stage. They won't go any further. So you have, let's say, a dozen, probably more, but let's say you have a dozen what we call cress. It's easier for us to understand. It goes mostly in sandwiches. Okay, I'm French, but I live in the UK. So I know in the UK, for example, they love putting cresses in sandwich, but also in dishes, of course. But also you have microgreens. What is a microgreens? Microgreens is a plant to carry on growing. So that's interesting. That's a plant, that's a shoot, a little shoot. You put it on the ground, it gives you a microgreen stage, which is here. I'll try to show you the camera here. This is town here. Here we go, I got the just now. That's a town cress here. If I put the town cress here on the ground, that gives me a tree or 7 to 8 meter high. So this is a shoot of a tree, and hence why also is full of nutrient, but also is packed with flavor. We do a lot of microgreens here at Koppert Cress. Then you've got different type of packaging and different type of plant. This is what we call specialties. Specialties is a plant I can give it to you. It's impossible. So what we do, what our lovely colleague in the production would do, they cut it, they put in little boxes, and they ship to you. Okay, that comes from bigger plants. So that's a plant and specialty, as we call it. And then we do also another type of packaging, which is this. It's a jasmine blossom here, for example, which is little flowers, because they're delicate, small, they come in smaller packaging, easier for the chef to handle. Now, the first time I worked with the plants, I had to study them. Okay, what's happening with the plants? Before we start cooking with them, we need to understand the reaction of the plants. And I realized very quickly that more water content. There we go. I'm going to use my camera here. This is borage cress. Okay, this is borage cress. More water content you have in the plant, less you can cook on direct heat with it. So, for instance, the borage cress is full of water in the leaves, is full of water in stem, is also very crunchy. However, if I take it and I start cooking with it, it's going to get wilt straight away. It's getting brown and it's not very pleasant. So you do have plants full of water are better to keep as an element in your salad, for example, as a crunch. Use them as a crunch. So use that as an element. So that's for full of water. Bear with me, yeah. Next, you got the plants. We have a bit less water, still a lot of water, but not actually in the leaves. So you have a lot of water in the stem. This is called Koppert Cress. I'll show you on the camera here. Okay, so this is Koppert Cress. Koppert Cress, you can see there is a lot of water in the stem, but not that much in the leaf on the top. So this, for instance, is very good for osmosis, to make stock, to make vegetable stock. I made one before, an hour before we met, and I'll show you in a minute what it does. So this is a very good plant to use as flavor extraction in a liquid, to make a sauce, to make a stock, to make a broth, to make all these type of things. They are excellent for that. This one in particular is called daikon, and it works very well. So you see, there's no interrogation at the end, so I won't going to trick you, but remember that, okay? Borage cress, a lot of water, can't do that much. A bit less water, we can start to do some osmosis. Even less water. This is Koppert Cress. Koppert Cress, there we go, you can see. you can see this lovely plant I was talking about, which is a sprout of the tree, which we just talked about, is a bit shiny also. It's going to make a very, very good oil. So now it's very interesting because a plant which don't have that much water in it, you can start to cook it with it. You take a little pan, you can start your cooking process just by putting the cress inside to bring your flavor into the pan before you add something else, like you would do with your onions or your shallots. Here in France, we use a lot of that. You would do exactly the same with this type of cresses, microgreens, okay? That's called town cress. Last one. Last one's called, there we go, you can show it properly. It's shiso purple cress. Shiso purple cress, no water whatsoever. In fact, when you eat it, you've got a tendency to stick at the top of your palate a little bit. It's very, very strong. It's very, not that strong, but it's very nice. It tastes like cumin a little bit. However, if I cut the cress and I start using them in the cooking, that will give me, that release a lot of flavor, a lot of cumin flavor. Okay? So this is the principle. So now you're not scared of it, because when you look at the box and when you look at the variety in the box, you can see some of water. And I'm glad this is recorded, actually, by the way, so I'll give you some more idea in the future. But more water content, more salad, less water content, we start to cook with them. I hope it makes sense for you. So I'm going to put this away and we'll carry on. So I don't know how the question works, but I'm sure our lovely Ayla will take the question later. Now, kitchen equipment. I've got some cresses. I've got some plants who's coming in my kitchen. What do I need to extract the flavor from these beautiful plants? Because remember, we don't do garnish anymore. We talked about that, okay? You're very good at using garnishes. Now we're going to use more on food association and food pairing. However, now we're going to do flavor extraction. To do flavor extraction, you need 4 pieces of equipment. Very simple. And I will show you now. So first you need what I call a speed blender. So this one you'll see has been to the heat a little bit. It's got an hernia on the side, which is a bit funny, but that's a speed blender. So you need 1 speed blender. You need 1 coffee grinder. This is a little coffee grinder here. So that's a second piece of equipment. You need a microwave. So that sounds strange. This is a microwave here. So that sounds strange, but you understand why in a minute. You'll see we're going to do something very cool in a minute. And then you have a dehydrator machine. This is your 4 pieces of equipment you need only if you want to start to have a lot of fun with your plant, extract the flavor. Okay? We'll start with the microwave, because it's always a question, oh, chef, you know you have a microwave in your kitchen, what's happening? Well, I'm classically trained French chef, obviously, on my time, which was yesterday. We didn't use microwave, but microwave does a particularity. It's got the molecule of water to entrechoque each other. So basically, if you get like a kaffir lime leaves, for example, if I dry it into a dehydrator machine, my kaffir lime leaves, after a few hours, will turn slightly yellow. However, if I dry it in a microwave, you see I'm not cooking anything with microwave. I'm going to dry it. I'm going to dry the leaves to turn into a powder, to use the powder for something else. You with me? So if you look at the microwave, that's the way I'm going to use it. So what I've done, I put some plates. This is the kaffir lime leaves. So I'll show you again with the camera, so you should be able to see what it is. Kaffir lime leaves, it's a leaf which is quite, which you know all what it is. It's very strong. You can't eat it like this because there's too much fiber in it. So you need to break it down. You need to get the essence out of it. Beautiful, fragrant. I put it in a microwave. Minutes. 3 minutes, not 4, sorry. 3 minutes in a microwave, okay? 3 minutes in a microwave, you'll see what happens. And then we'll use our coffee grinder to make powder. This is the first thing. We can make powder. What else can we do? We can make stock. I was talking about the stock with you minutes ago. I went a bit far ahead. An hour ago, what I've done, I started cold in a pan here to make a stock, vegetable stock. So, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to show you again what it is. It's, oops, here we go. This is the beauty of a direct. Inside that pan here, it's daikon cress, the one I was talking about a minute ago. Daikon cress, to get an osmosis and to get a transmission of flavor between two elements, thank you, sir. To get, you need to start your stock cold. Okay, and I explain you why. If you start an element like a cress in a liquid and you start it cold, you've got two transmission of flavor. That's called osmosis. That go up to 95, let's say, boiling point. This is one transmission of flavor between a liquid and a plant. When you go down, that means when you leave it in a pan and you leave it down completely cold, this is another phenomenon, another osmosis effect, which is another transmission of flavor when you go down also. So you don't strain it, you just leave it in a pan. When it's left in a pan, the ideal scenario would be to leave it overnight in the fridge, and then you will have a very green liquid. I didn't leave it overnight in the fridge. I just done it a minute ago, but I'll show you what we're going to do. Still very green. So daikon cress, it originates from Asia. What I've done, I put a little jar like this so you can really see through the color, which you could see is a bit green. Okay, so imagine I done it yesterday and I was in the fridge. So you can see that this is a beautiful way of using cresses. Okay, daikon cress. So we can do stock. I'll put a stock on the side here. We're going to do a few elements. You remember my kaffir lamb leaves? Let's have a look. Another 1.5 minutes. I'm looking because sometimes the microwave is set on a very high speed, so we don't want that. So I've got a powder who's coming in a minute. I've got a stock. Now what we're going to do, we're going to make a vinegar. Okay, we're going to do flavored vinegar. I'm going to use some beautiful zalotti blossom. You can see that, zalotti blossom. So zalotti blossom, it's African basilic. So sometimes we've got a very, I need to explain this, because when you go to Koppert Cress, and I meet you everywhere in the world, and I love this question. Oh, chef, zalotti, I never came across zalotti. I never came across salty fingers. I never come across Ica leaf. No, you haven't. You haven't simply, there is a simple reason for that. Because in the world, as today, as we speak, in the North Pole, we have a big safe where all the seeds are kept. And but they are kept under Latin names. The Latin name. So just in case we're stupid enough to do something, at least we've got all these safe and these seeds gathered in the world over there. It's a world heritage, obviously. And Latin names, they register under Latin names. So us at Koppert Cress, we can't really use these Latin names. You know, we're not allowed to. So what we do, we come with funky name sometimes. You know, we've got the crazy colleagues, or we've got to wake up in the morning and be in a good mood. So Mr. Zalotti was working at Koppert Cress. That's why we call it Zalotti blossom. However, if you look underneath, and that's very important when you receive your specification sheets from your wholesalers, underneath you always have the name in Latin. And this one is Ossimum. Okay, I'm not going to tell them all of them, because some of them I just can't even say it myself, but that's the story about it. So don't be worried, don't be put off by the name of the plant. You know the plant. It's all different name. That's all it is. Okay. So, I've got my kaffir lime leaves here. Let's have a look. So you see, let's see if you see the camera. Try to make it as close as possible. It's not easy. That's it. So that now. The advantage, I don't know if you can hear it, the advantage of a microwave, look at the color of it. So this is not yellow, okay? This is not, I'll do it here. This is not yellow, it's very green. It's very green, so the flavor is still there. The molecules works very well in the microwave. Next, we get this little machine. You can do that with cardamom leaves as well. You can do that with Koppert Cress as well. There is a few leaves you can use like that, okay? So don't be shy. Put it there. Try to be as fast as I can. The advantage with a small grinder is the chamber is very small, so the powder at the end will be nice and small as well. I do have some already into a little thing, which I'm going to show you, but I wanted to show you that first. And we'll come back to my vinegar with Zaloty Blossom in a minute. And then we're going to talk about the 6 plants you'll have to use at the final. Okay. I wanted to show you. So what happened in here, because I don't have the time, I want to show maximum of things, but you pass it through, okay? This, you would actually pass it through. I don't see if I can see that. There we go. So you would pass this through a little sieve to make a very fine powder. And that's what I have here. I done it before, but just wanted to show you the process. And that's a fine powder here. And that, you put that on top of the plate, you put it around the plate. It smells delicious, it's wonderful. Okay, so that's one way. So I'll leave it there. Also, what did we learn so far? We can do dry, we can do stock, we can eat fresh in a salad. Bear with me, because at the end, it's interrogation for you all. So we have the third one. I'm joking, by the way. Zaloty Blossom. We need. So Zaloty Blossom, what it is, it's actually African basilic. If you go for African basilic, it's very strong, it's beautiful. We use the little leaves, but also we use the stem. Don't put anything in a bin. Whatever you do, even at the competition, you don't put anything in the bin, please. Okay, because this is full of flavor. So if you use one part, use the other for something else. If you make an oil, for example, which I'll show you in a minute, use the compound of the oil, or what left, the pulp, to put in something else. Very important to use the plant from A to Z, all of it. In that here, I'm just going to put everything into a pan. Okay, so I just put them in a pan. So you can make dressing, you can make sugar also. You see my little NutriBullet here, I have, well, little speed grinder. If I put some sugar and also some element into it and mix it all together, that's going to give me some flavored sugar. I can also do flavored salt, flavored sugar or flavored salt. When I do this flavored sugar and flavored salt, I will, sorry, I get carried away, I'll finish my vinegar first. Okay, so here you've got, if you see it well, put it on. There we go. I need to keep an eye on it because sometimes it goes faster than me, and it won't be the first time it goes over. There we go. So vinegar. What do we use for the vinegar? Use white vinegar. Okay, pure white vinegar. You don't want to use apple vinegar or cider vinegar or any type of flavored vinegar. Use a basic white vinegar. So at the end of the process, you'll end up with the flavor of the plant you put inside instead of the vinegar itself. It's exactly the same thing when we do an emulsion, which we're going to do now. We're going to make oil now, so I'm going to show you what we can do with oil. For the oil, you always used grapeseed oil, grapeseed oils. Why grapeseed oil? Because it is one of the only oil who doesn't smell, who doesn't taste that much. Okay, so same principle again. If when you finish with the process, you'll have a taste of the plant into your solution instead of the taste of the oil. So I've got a story with that. On a Friday night, I always go, me living in the UK, we're queuing at a fish and chip shop. That's what we do in the UK. After 5 minutes, we get our food, we go back home, and the clothes smell like oil, okay? Because they use vegetable oil. This is why we use grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is very important. So we get the tone, we get inside it. And then we have the oil on top of it. No fancy business, huh? no fancy business. We're here between together, we're a family, and you remember that. I'm not going to give you, put 10 grams of oil with 10 grams of cress, it doesn't work like that. Very, very simple. We just put it to the level. That's why I like using this machine, because I can see what I'm doing, and also it's fast, it's effective, and doesn't cause any problems to anybody. And sometimes simplicity is best. No point to overcomplicating things. So you get your towel. Okay. You see, I use a scissors, by the way. Don't use a knife. If you use a knife, you're going to squeeze that on the table, so you're going to remove it. Okay, food safe. You know, put this on the table. When you squeeze it, when you cut it with the things, you might put a little bit of the compound also into your food. And that's why you need to use a scissors. Scissors are very good and practical in the kitchen when using cress and microgreen. Okay, so now I'll have a look at my vinegar. Can you see vinegar? Maybe a little bit here. That's it. You start to get around a little bit. As I said, I need to keep an eye on it, otherwise it flows. This kitchen is very effective. I'm going to put some oil on my towel. It's nothing complicated here, as you can see. There we go. I can see my vinegar is boiling now. Beautiful. I'll just stop it. Oh, I can see that smells nice, by the way. That smells very, very nice. I like this machine. It's been next to an oven at some point. So I think that's a challenging piece of kit. There we go. All right, guys. Well, we've got the vinegar in here. I'll keep repeating, but you need to understand that because I'll be with you in a few months' time. Okay, vinegar. You've got the powder. Okay, you got the powder. You've got the stock. Remember, vegetable stock we have been doing. We do also, oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to leave it on the side for now. Now we do the solution. So remember, don't put anything in a bin, okay? Because I'll be there and I'll be watching. So do that. No, it's okay. Just look. Look at the color is changing. Keep your hand on it.
I think we may have an audio problem. We don't listen you very well, Frank.
On the other camera. Thank you.
We don't listen, Frank.
All right. So why a machine like this? Why a high-speed grinder like this? You can see through. It's very simple. Make it very simple for yourself. You need to save time. Time is energy, and it's everything else between. So what you do, you keep an eye on your things. You can see it's warm. That's all gone. The screen's gone. Ah, geez. I guess I'll see you. Still going. Yeah. Okay, that's challenging. So we have this this oil here. I put it into cloth, cheesecloth. Oh, you're back, guys. You know what? I was worried for 1 minute. You went black straight away. I think you were all gone. Okay, so we have this this oil here. The oil, you put it through with things. You can see in a glass underneath. The best way, it's not the best way, guys. Okay, it's not the best way. The best way is to use coffee filter. If you use a coffee filter, when you want to drain your oil, it makes you very, very clear oil. It's wonderful. You do it the day before. That's a very good tip. You do it the day before, you put it into your coffee filter. The following morning, when you come back, you'll end up with some oil on the bottom of the glass, which is very pure and clear, but also end up with some compound, which is inside your filter. What's inside your filter? What it is? It's a pure source of flavor. So you're going to use this flavor. For instance, here it's thyme cress, but it could be any other cress. So why not doing some pasta? Why not doing some mashed potato or some gnocchi? Put that in your sauce, possibly handless. So just eat it, taste it, and enjoy it. Don't put anything in a bit. You see what I mean? It's much, much more than a garnish. Garnish, it was in 1980s. We're not in 1980s anymore, okay? You can use them as a garnish. It's full association of food pairing. I know I repeat again, it's very important to me, but also you can make things, okay? Full of flavor. So I put it on the side. Now, what else I want to talk to you about? Oh yes, we forgot the dehydrator machine. So remember the 4 pieces of equipment we've been talking about? First, we had the ultraviolet of high-speed blender. Second, we had the little coffee grinder, so you can make your powder. Then you have a very strange piece of equipment we don't hear about in a professional kitchen, which is the microwave, because the microwave is all about the molecule of water who entrechoke each other and make you a very nice kaffir lime leaves or cardamom leaves powder, okay? And the last one, which we haven't talked about yet, is this dehydrator machine here. So what does it do? Dehydrator machine. Here I put some thyme cress, but also I put some shea butter, okay? Why do we use a dehydrator machine? This is nonsense. I mean, everything is fresh, is there. Yeah, but hold on a minute. You use salt and pepper in your kitchen. You salt your coriander. You season your dish. Why don't season your dish with something a bit different? Imagine you have this thyme cress here. It tastes like mushroom a little bit, tastes like onion a little bit. In fact, it's the right season here in Europe because it's full autumn. It's beautiful season when the trees change the color and so on. It's a period to use thyme cress for us here, but also in Asia because it's umami. It's full source of umami flavor. So look, this is what you end up if you see the camera somewhere. There we go. If you end up that, so what you do when it's dry, don't have to use a microwave for that, but when it's dry, you pass it into your grinder and you have the powder again to make you seasoning. Okay, so seasoning. Next. Now, remember my vinegar? Should we have a look at it? I think it's a good idea. Let's have a look at it. Yeah. So you should see it on the camera there. Look at that. Look how beautiful it is. Okay. That's been together. There we go. So that's been, here we go. Look at that. Okay, so this has been only for a few minutes. So you can imagine you've got the color, of course, the transmission of color, but transmission of flavor. You can imagine by tomorrow morning, when everything is cold, the flavor will be even more pronounced into the liquid. Okay, so put this away. Now, for those who do this final in Cardiff, and I had some countries this morning. So I don't want to forget anybody, so bear with me because I need to read my paper this time. I don't want to forget you. But you had Denmark, Hong Kong, Italy, Romania, UAE, and Wales. You do the vegan challenge. That's where I'm going to be. But also a notice with Ayla an hour ago, who told me that we have USA with us as well, and we have Fiji Island. So hello guys, greeting from Europe. Now, I'm going back on to the products, the plant you're going to use for the final. You remember you had 6. Procurement, first, don't panic, all right? So what I'll do, I'll go everywhere and I'll make sure you get your products, your plant before the event, at least 1 or 2 days before the event. I'm always in liaison with your head judge, or the one who's going to manage the competition site from the start. So always manage to get the products, the plants, at least 2 days in advance. So don't panic too much about it. You'll get it, you'll see it, and you'll have the time to test it. Okay, that's very important. If you have any issues, you come back to me, or you go back to the World Chef Association, and I'm sure they're going to sort this procurement. It's my job, it's part of my job, procurement. So don't worry about it, you'll be there. Now, that's what you're going to use for your vegan challenge. 6, Ica leaves. So, we went to the story about this, there we go. We just talked about the story, the Ica leaves. What a funny name. Well, the funny name is actually, Ica leaves is the Oxalis family. Okay, Oxalis family, it looks like a butterfly. It's a beautiful little plant. It tastes like rhubarb, it's a bit acidic. It's super powerful in terms of color, for example. So I'm going to show you syrup in a minute. But that's the one, okay? This is one you'll have to use. Next, shiso bicolor. What a good idea. We had shiso green and we had shiso purple. Why don't put them together? Shiso purple and shiso green together. That's bicolor shiso, only at Koppert Cress. Only us doing that. Quality is still the same, and it's a beautiful plant. Okay, so what you do, you'll have a green on top, and you'll have at the back a bit of a purple. The advantage of this one, compared to the green and also the purple, is from the mint family, the others also, but it's got a bit more pronounced mint flavor to it. Okay, very clean, very, very clean. So that's a great plants to use. But as I said, and I will say it again, because you're my friend and we are chefs all together, test it before you use it, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, put it there. Next, Funny Fingers, another funny names. Who came with these ideas? Don't ask me. Funny Fingers, it's really so salty. Okay, it's a salty, look, you can see it here. Or that's it, but it's also a bit bitter. So you have to take this into consideration when you cook with it. It's full of water. So you remember what we talked about before? The first thing we talked about, we've been together this morning, more water content you have in the plant, less you can cook with. This is full of water. So you know your answer. You can't cook with that. Okay, it's full of water. However, you need to know that the fingers, as we call, that's the little pieces here, is very salty, and the bitterness comes from the stem. Okay? You need to know that, you need to test it and see what you can do. So food pairing and food association play a big role in this. Next, so that's the third one, you've got 6. Third one, you have, because we talk about that, Melissa Cress. Melissa Cress, so we call it Melissa Cress here, at Koppert Cress. It's absolutely wonderful, but also have a name like a lemon balm. That's what we call it also in the outside world. Very fresh, quality is fantastic. And the best thing for that is to use it straight away. Okay, you cut it, you eat it. And you'll see burst in your mouth. You can make oil out of this. You can make a flavored salt out of this. You can make a flavored sugar out of this. So consider it with care. If you make something which is a bit citrusy, you need a cut, because we know we're talking about the vegan challenge right now. If you want to cut, if you want to use pumpkins, if you want to use a butternut squash, pumpkins, or sweet potato, because we've got a lot of sweet potato in Asia and in America. Sweet potato is a great dish to use with Melissa Cress, all the way around, Melissa Cress with sweet potato. You see what I mean? You cut it through the fattiness and the sweetness of the vegetable. Next. Multicress. Multicress is wonderful. This is one of my favorite ones because I'm French, and we're in France, we're not far away from Morocco. And this in tagine, and there is one of the spice which are very Slovage. Okay, in Slovage. You can also, the seeds are very, very interesting. Don't put any seed away. That's another tip as well. Don't put anything away. You have here a beautiful plant who can do exactly the same as well. You can actually turn it into vinegar, very good flavored vinegar, food pairing, food association, flavored salt, oil, a lot of things as well. Okay, there is this is a different flavor to it. It's a bit smoky, I would say. So take that into consideration. And the last one here, which is our beautiful salad pea. Salad pea, you won't find the best salad pea in the world come from Koppert Cress. I'll tell you why. It's because we've done it ourselves for the last 25 years of labor in here to give you the best products in the world. So salad pea in Asia is the first fresh vegetable who grow in spring in China. So people love it for that. I didn't know, I learned as I go along, but this is wonderful. Is a foliage, it's much more foliage also than the other things you would find on the market. Okay, it's pure, it's full of water, it's full of taste, like peas, it tastes like peas, some fresh peas, and the foliage is much more structured, much more bigger than other salad pea or pea shoot, you would call it. This is very good also in tempura batter, because the structure is strong enough to hold your tempura batter. You know, you just dip into a tempura. You can even put some seasoning into your tempura as well, make it as you wish, and you put it on top. Perfect, done, sorted. Okay, that works very well also. So not only as a garnish, I'll come back again as a garnish, but also use it as an ingredient. This is the world of living ingredient. Okay, this is something we're going to talk more and more and more, and it's here to stay. It's here to stay, so we better embrace it. Okay, in fact, I love it because I like it. Okay, I'll put this on the side. I miss this one out. What do you do with salty fingers? Pickles, beautiful pickles, like we do the gherkins here in France, like we call cornichons. I know you do a lot of pickles as well in Asia and in the Middle East. You've got your special recipe, which I love. Every time I go in Dubai, I love seeing these beautiful pickles everywhere. You can do pickles with salty fingers. Okay, but that's not something I can show you straight away, because you do your pickles liquor, then you put it inside, you close your jar, and you leave it for a little while. I'm not completely into the rules of what you can do in advance or not, but once again, if we want to talk about procurement, do speak to the World Chef Association or come back to me. I'm sure that Ayla will be very pleased to give you my contact detail also. Bear in mind which we are in on Instagram also. So if you look at Koppert Cress, you will find a lot of recipes on YouTube, on Instagram. How to, we've got some little videos called how to. It's very sweet and short, and they'll tell you exactly what to do with the plant. And as myself, Franck Ponte, you can also find me on Instagram also. So I can see the time is flying by, and I've been warned before by my lovely colleague. So I'm going to show you one more thing. Come on, Ella, I can do it. Just 2 minutes. Okay. I promise you. And I go away. So remember, guys, I talked about syrup with Ica leaves. That was a strange thing to do. It's very simple. Okay, sugar in a pan. Oh, water. We just cover the pan. So you see, it's not rocket science. I don't try to confuse you. We just put it there. And then we're going to put it on stove. Stove up. So the advantage with this stove is very, very fast. So that gives me the opportunity to show you very nice things very quickly. What I'll do, I get a plate. What else? A little sieve. And I've got a lid. That's it. So what do you need? Natural coloring. You know, it's become an issue, these E numbers we put everywhere in the kitchen, especially when we are in competition state, and we need to use natural ingredient and vegan and vegetarian, and suddenly we bring an E number, which is completely alien to what it should be. If you look at Ica leaf, which is an oxalis, the oxalis turns to syrup pink, but a beautiful pink. I'm going to show you to do that very quickly now, because Ayla, give me another 2.5 minutes. So what I'll do, we'll do a little syrup. We'll get the Ica leaves inside. The Ica leaves, what I do, I turn blue first. It's normal. Turn blue first at the pH number. And then after blue, I turn pink. When you've got your pink here, not only you've got a beautiful syrup, but also a very tasty one. Okay, so you can imagine that around a panna cotta, for example, and that'll be done. So I want you to see that. What I'll do, I'll get here, and you pass it through. I can see, you can see it on the thing. Good. All right. So now, as a recap, because I don't want you to forget everything, it's been a very fast 45, 50 minutes together. First, what did we talk about? We talk about plants. We talk about macrogreens and cresses, the difference of macrogreens and a cress. What do you do with a plant? Just look at it. More water content you have in the plant, less you can cook with it. Less water content you have in the plant, more you can cook with it. You can do osmosis with a daikon cress, for example. What pieces of equipment do you need? You need 4. You need the microwave, you need the little grinder, you need also the, I forgot now, the dehydrator, and the, that's it. I think I said it. What else we talk about? Procurement. Procurement is very important. I know you're always stressed when you go somewhere. Where can I get Koppert Cress? How I can get it? I've got a competition to do. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. And it's also part of my job to get that sorted, the logistic for you, when I can, obviously. And I will do my very best, I promise you that. And you also have the plan to use in Cardiff for the final. So I hope that that session was useful to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the final in Cardiff, and I pass it to my lovely Ayla, who's waiting patiently for me to finish. Thank you.
I have some questions. So basically, thank you very much. It's fantastic what you showcased. And from the chat, I read a lot of chefs are already appreciating, and apparently the content is very, very clear. But just a couple of questions. So I see from the Fiji competitor, actually, one that we will meet in Wales, he asked, do we have to use chilled or cold oil for the herbs?
No, it's an emulsion. So you start with cold and you bring into 35, 40 degrees. Hence why, this is a very good question, actually, Mr. Fiji. That's exactly that, because that's why you use this machine. So you use this machine because when you put your hand on it, I know there is a lot of very complicated recipe out there. And you can see the chef, when they do an emulsion, it needs to be 80, it needs to be in a water bath. We cut all of that. You use this machine and you keep your hand on it. When your hands start to be warm, you can see the color changing. When it's the temperature of your hand, the oil is done. But you start cold. And it's very important to start with grapeseed oil. Oil doesn't have any taste before the process. However, at the end of the process, we're going to end up with more the taste of the oil than the cress itself. Good question. Thank you.
Okay, good for the Fiji competitor. He's preparing. Okay, competition have already started.
Good. The competition already started. Music to my ears.
I have a question, and I know your answer, Frank, but I'm letting you to say it. Someone say, can we substitute all those microgreen with the common herbs like parsley, thyme, oregano? Because
Okay.
it's hard to find those herbs maybe in every corner of the world.
What do you think the answer would be?
Of course, that there is something unique about those herbs.
Where's the question come from? Let's try to help this gentleman.
I don't know the country. His name is Swat.
Suat, my dear Suat, don't you worry, we'll be there. No, the idea of us being here is for you. So I've got a quick word about the competition. What the competition is all about. It's so you compete against yourself first before you compete against others. You have a lot of pressure into you to achieve what you need to achieve. So the whole idea of the competition is to open your minds, open your view, and explore things you haven't done before. So don't be scared about this. Just embrace the journey, and I'll be sure then you'll have this plant available, as I said, on a day, but don't stress about it.
Perfect. Someone say, should it be sprayed with water every day while it's on the refrigerator?
Doesn't need to. Doesn't need to. The only thing, it's plant. And plant is a natural element. It's an organic element. So there is a bit of common sense to come into play. Meaning that your boxes in your fridge, in your cool room, you keep them underneath the fan. Blowing the cold air, because if it's straight in front of it, obviously the plant's not going to like it. Okay, that's a plant. This is only that. Also, there is a few cresses and macrogreens, like the shiso purple, for example. They do carry on growing. So if you want to get more growth from it, it's not a problem. You just leave it outside the fridge into room temperature or next to the window, and you'll see in a day later, it will be much bigger.
Okay, interesting. Just to come back to your question about Suat, the chef, he's from Australia, the one who asked before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, nice to, yes, yeah, one day I'll go. Tell him to invite me.
Okay. Are more water content plants, are more content plants is safe again with, I don't understand the question. Other than grape seeds oil, what kind of oils are good substitution?
Sunflower oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sunflower. Okay.
Not olive oil, not at all. I'm
Not
sorry
olive.
for my Italian chef. I think I got some Italian as well, but not olive. Not this time around. Just leave it on the side for a time.
Okay. Does those plants easily survive with a hydroponic system, climate tropical?
I don't understand the question.
Does those plants easily survive with a hydroponic system? I'm not sure. Maybe if you don't understand that, probably it's not well
I'm going to leave it
formulated.
because I'm sure, but do you tell he or her from the other side of the question? Then I'll be also in Cardiff for 3 days with my good colleague, and I'm around. I'm very pleased to share and to stop and to talk to them.
Perfect. Okay. Frank, I want to thank you. We had 130 chefs who followed us live in Zoom and more in Facebook. Everyone, guys, you are invited to join in World Chefs Congress in Wales in 2026. Frank will be there. He's, as you see, the same energy. You're going to see it in person. So if you want to chat with him, if you want to see the vegan challenge, this is a great space to see. But for you, Frank, thank you very, very much. It's always fantastic to have you around.
Thank you very much. And I wish good luck to all the participants and contestants. And I will see you very soon. Thank you.
Perfect. So some of the competitors are asking about information about the plants. We will share. There is a card.
Okay, I'll tell you a quick point with this. The specification, we got some specification sheets of the plants. Okay, so the 6 are sent to you. The one you'll have to use, just send me an email or I'll send it to you. In fact, I can send it to you. And you can forward it.
Shall I share an email?
Yes, please. Yeah, we'll share an email with you.
Perfect. And then all the sheets that the Koppert Cress team has provided, I will share with all participants so they can study afterwards. This is a real school here. This webinar today is like you're in a university and taking like a super scientific materials ready for you. So thank you very much again. And with the rest of the chefs, I will be in contact afterwards. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.